Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Ahorra más con Lowe's y lleva cada proyecto al siguiente nivel. Ahorra 15% en una selección de puertas de entradas e interiores personalizadas. Además, ahorra $80 en un kit de 2 herramientas de Wolf de 20 voltios max por $169. Y en el Pro Desk de Lowe's trae tu lista de materiales escrita o en una foto y recibe una cotización en minutos. Agiliza tus proyectos mientras sigues ahorrando con Lowe's. Válido hasta 7/8 hasta agotar existencia. Selección varía por lugar.
Section 1. Don't mistake the sound of a posh voice as the sound of integrity and intelligence. This week marks, for many, the start of the new academic year. It's that back-to-school feeling. If you're starting a new school, college, university, or a new job, congratulations and the best of luck. It's also the week that sees the return of MPs to the green benches of Parliament, which these days sadly serves as a reminder that despite all the numerous well-spoken, educated voices we hear from our government, a posh voice may sound polished, but it doesn't automatically grant someone moral or intellectual superiority. The sound of integrity is found in consistent actions, honesty, and ethical behaviour. Intelligence shines through thoughtful insights, well-reasoned arguments, and the continuous pursuit of knowledge. My aim at learningbritishaccent.com is not to make you sound like a toff. It's to give you confidence in your spoken voice, so that you can enjoy speaking English, knowing that the content of what you say is easily followed and understood. The RP British Accent is a great vehicle to help your speech sound clear and comprehensible, but not a substitute for poorly thought-out ideas and dishonest dialogue. Anyway, here's to you sounding real and relatable. P.S. Obviously, if you're an actor and need to speak like an English toff for your next role, I can help with that too.
Being outside is good for us. It's that simple. And trails make it easy for us to walk, bike, and be active outside in our own backyards. On the trail, we see people moving, connecting with their communities, making the places where they live great. For 40 years, Rails to Trails Conservancy has led the way, creating trails across the country, making it safer and easier for everyone to get outside. They want you to get involved. Find your trail and start your journey today at railstotrails.org/iHeart and follow at Rails to Trails on social.
Section 2. In a previous video, we covered some phrasal verbs you can use when describing an emotional state or condition. Today, let's make our spoken English even more descriptive with these emotion-related idioms and expressions. I'll outline some popular idiom choices along with their meanings. I've also included some ideas regarding their origin, but I'm not sure how reliable and accurate these origin stories are, so do take with a pinch of salt. Number 1. Down in the dumps. Down in the dumps. Meaning feeling sad or depressed. This phrase is believed to have originated in the 16th century, and the dumps was a commonplace term for a fit of depression from the Dutch word domp, meaning haze or mist. Number 2. Over the moon, which means extremely happy and pleased. This phrase comes from the nursery rhyme Hey Diddle Diddle, where the cow jumped over the moon. The concept is of feeling so happy you could leap over the moon. And just to note, I've recorded that particular nursery rhyme in my nursery rhyme collections as part of the British Accent Bundle. Number 3. Lost your bottle. This means losing one's nerve or courage. Bottle in this context is Cockney rhyming slang, bottle and glass for arse, buttocks. The phrase originated in the mid-20th century. Number 4. Keep a stiff upper lip. Keep a stiff upper lip. This means staying resolute and unemotional in the face of adversity or difficulty. The phrase is of British origin and was popularised in the 1800s. It refers to the facial expression of not allowing emotion to show. Number 5. In high spirits, meaning feeling elated or very happy. The phrase high spirits has been in use since the 1600s, and it denotes vivacity, exhilaration, or good health. Number 6. In a pickle, which means being in a difficult situation. This idiom was popularised by Shakespeare in The Tempest. In a flap, meaning being in a state of worry or panic. This phrase is believed to come from the 1940s, possibly from the military slang, referring to the flapping movement of birds when they are disturbed. Number 8. Have the hump. Have the hump. This means being annoyed or in a mood. This phrase is believed to have originated from camel's hump, and it's used to refer to a person who is carrying an imaginary hump of annoyance or disappointment. Number 9. Go to pieces, meaning lose control of oneself, break down emotionally. This phrase originates from the 1900s, and it's believed to come from the idea of something falling apart into pieces. Number 10. Get your knickers in a twist. Get your knickers in a twist. Meaning getting upset or annoyed about something, typically unnecessarily. This phrase originated in the UK in the 1970s. Knickers refer to women's underwear, and the phrase suggests a state of discomfort or agitation. Number 11. Frightened to death. Frightened to death, which means extremely scared. This is an ancient idiom where death is used to intensify the emotion of fear. Number 12. Feeling under the weather. Feeling under the weather. This means feeling ill or sick. This phrase comes from the nautical world, where sailors who felt unwell or seasick would go below deck. Hence, they were under the weather. Number 13. Drive someone up the wall. Drive someone up the wall. This means to irritate or annoy someone greatly. This phrase originated in America in the mid-20th century. The imagery is of someone being driven up the wall in frustration or annoyance. Number 14. Chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. This means very pleased. Chuffed is a British slang term for pleased, and bits intensifies the emotion. Number 15. Bursting with joy. Bursting with joy. This means extremely happy. This phrase uses the metaphor of being filled with so much joy that one could burst. Number 16. Bored to tears, meaning extremely bored. Bored to tears. This phrase is an exaggeration using tears as an intensifier for the extreme level of boredom. 17. Be on cloud nine. Be on cloud nine. This means to be extremely happy or blissful. There are several theories about this phrase's origin. One suggests that it comes from the 1896 edition of the International Cloud Atlas, which defined 10 types of cloud, the ninth being the cumulonimbus, which rises to 10 kilometres, the highest a cloud can be. 18. At your wit's end, which means extremely worried, upset or confused to the point where you can't think clearly. At your wit's end. This phrase originates from the Bible, where it refers to a state of despair. It entered common usage in the late 17th century. I have a module on idioms and expressions as part of my British accent bundle. Subscribers have found it invaluable for improving their spoken English and accent. So why not join up today? Section 3. Let's talk tongue twisters. Tongue twisters have long been a staple practice technique for mastering the complexities of received pronunciation. Dating back centuries, these tricky phrases challenge speakers to carefully articulate each sound while linking words together smoothly. Though silly in nature, tongue twisters serve a linguistic purpose that is beneficial for pronunciation and accent training. The linguistic utility of tongue twisters. Tongue twisters endure as accent training tools because they target the most variable and complex aspects of an accent, like RP. This includes consonant clusters. Multiple consonants in a row are tricky, as in sixth, sick, shakes, sixth, sheep's sick. Tongue twisters overload these clusters. Vowel contrasts. Keeping vowels clearly differentiated is essential. Rhythmic timing. Proper stress and rhythm improves flow, as in, Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. Linking. Linking words smoothly without gaps takes practice, like fish and chips. Intonation. Tongue twisters have an innate musicality that engages the voice. In this way, tongue twisters target everything from individual phonemes to broader global traits like fluency. As silly as they seem, these exercises unsettle the speech system in a productive way. But enough of the theory. Let's learn and practice some popular tongue twisters. Here are 30 classic examples, along with brief notes on what makes each one tricky. Number 1. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Alliterative and packed with hard P consonant clusters. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? She sells seashells by the seashore. This will help with the S and the sh sounds. She sells seashells by the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells, so if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. This works on smooth consonant linking between words starting with B. Can also help those having trouble with the T and R sounds. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but, she said, the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than her bitter butter, and she put it in her batter, and the batter was not bitter. Around the rugged rocks the ragged rascal ran. Here rolls the R sounds fluidly. Number 5. Unique New York. This glides the initial diphthong into the following N sound. Unique New York, unique New York, you know you need unique New York. Sixth sick, shakes sixth, sheep sick. This overloads complex consonant clusters. This one is very good for practicing the S sound. You also get the X sound, like in sixth, the Sh sound, like in sheep, and the Th sound, like in sixth. Number 7. Which wristwatches are Swiss wristwatches? This alternates the W and the S sounds rapidly. Which wristwatch is a Swiss wristwatch? Which wristwatch is a rich switch Swiss wristwatch? Number 8. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. This contrasts the L and the W sounds while linking the words smoothly. Lesser leather, never weathered, wetter weather better. Number 9. A big black bug bit a big black bear, made the big black bear bleed blood. This works on clearly pronouncing the B sounds. A big black bug bit a big black bear, made the big black bear bleed blood. Number 10. Eddie edited it. I think this is the most tricky one. Eddie edited it. Eddie edited it. This links similar but distinct vowel sounds fluidly, but is so difficult to do. Eddie edited it. Number 11. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy lost his hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? This showcases the linking and vowel contrast. Number 12. Give Papa a cup of proper coffee in a copper coffee cup. Give Papa a cup of proper coffee in a copper coffee cup. This builds the rhythmic timing on the P and the K sounds. P, K. Number 13. Freshly fried flying fish. This bounces along with the alliteration and the crisp F sounds. Number 14. The blue bluebird blinks. This lines up similar but distinct vowel sounds in blue and blink and is helpful to practice the bl consonant cluster. The blue bluebird blinks. Number 15. Which witch wished which wicked wish? Which witch wished which wicked wish? This alternates the w and the sh sounds. Look out for the next video when we'll have the next 15 tongue twisters. Section 4. How to say hello in British English. When I used to watch the Queen on her televised visits to some sort of opening or event, I often wondered what on earth she has to say to all these different people she was introduced to. I did hear that she actually would say, "What do you do?" after each introduction. Because a simple hello just doesn't cut it. Well, I'm sure you don't have the social or work diary of Her Majesty, but what can you say instead of the traditional hello? Well, I'd like to share some alternatives to the standard hello when it comes to greeting someone in British English. If you're not already using them, I hope you'll be able to add these to your repertoire after following this quick guide to their pronunciation. Before we look at the alternatives, a quick word on the pronunciation of hello itself. In general, the emphasis tends to fall on the low part rather than the h at the beginning. So it's hello, hello, hello. OK, so here's some alternatives to ponder. You all right? You all right? This is a very casual, relaxed greeting. It's asked as a question, but doesn't necessarily expect a proper reply. However, if you ask it in a very deliberate manner, you all right? Each word is said quite carefully and slower. Then it is asked more as a genuine question that is hoping for an answer. You all right? You all right? You all right? You all right? With regards to its pronunciation, often we don't hear the T at the end of all right, you all right, as it can become glottalized. So this is when the throat closes and it stops the sound. You all right? You all right? This glottalization is more familiar in London or South East accents. We tend to pronounce the T more in RP. You all right? You all right? And of course, we can completely lose that you at the beginning, so it just becomes all right? All right? Number 2. How's it going? How's it going? Now, as you say this greeting, you'll notice that we're linking the first two words together, so the sound changes a little and sounds more like how's it? How's it? How's it going? How's it going? This connected speech makes it sound much more natural. How's it going? Number 3. How are things? How are things? Some points to notice when we're saying this phrase. Again, the first 2 words are linked together and will sound like hower, hower. And the R changes into more of a schwa sound. Hower, hower things. We also put more of the emphasis or the stress on the things part of the phrase. How are things? How are things? If you've not seen someone in a while, you might say, long time no see, or it's been a long time. Long time no see is a funny old phrase which doesn't seem to make much sense grammatically, but it is a well-used expression. Now, a point of pronunciation for it's been a long time. Again, we're linking words, and this time it's the it's been. As we do so, you'll notice that the sound of been changes and sounds more like bin. It's been. It's been. It's been a long time. Now, if you're meeting someone for the first time, or perhaps in a more formal setting, you might wish to use a more formal greeting. Of course, hello is still totally fine, but maybe good morning, good afternoon, good evening would be more appropriate depending on the situation. So, good evening, good evening. So this sounds like good evening, good evening. So it's all running into one another. Good evening, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good morning. Now I find this one is slightly different to the previous 2 as it's harder to blend the D with the M. So the D is pronounced a little bit more clearly in this one than it was with the other 2 options. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you do? How do you do? This is quite old-fashioned, but you still hear it in more formal occasions. The middle do in this phrase runs into the U, and we have now an introduction of a more j sound. How'd you do? How'd you do? This introduction of this new sound makes it easier to run the words together and to make your conversation sound more fluid and fluent. How'd you do? How'd you do? Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. This is a polite way of greeting after being given an introduction. In this phrase, we also introduce an extra sound when linking the meet and you. But this time we're using a ch sound in between, so it sounds like meet you, meet you. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. So there we have a very quick rundown of the pronunciation of some of our most popular greetings in RP British English. I hope this has been useful.